So we'll see the array list now. And also we are going to see some concept of iterator, iterator. This is basically used for printing all the values of list and array list. Okay. Up to now, we have used we have used for loop for printing all the values. But now there are three way to print the list value, array list value, or all the stack value. One is an iterator, second is in for loops, and the third one is there that is called a for each loop. So the most time we are using a for loop because it is easy to understand and we are more familiar with that. But apart from this, there are these three ways also there. So any one of this we can use. Okay. So let's use two of them today and also understand the list. So from this hierarchy open collection framework, if you understood, the list is now it is an interface. As you can say that we have seen the queue as an interface, but while creating an object, we are taking a help of either linked list, array list, or a stack. In the similar manner, for implementing list also, we have to take care of array list or linked list. Means we have to use one of this. So I will use the array list because it's some easy and no that much complex methods are there. It's straightforward, but store access and storing and accessing data. So let's implement that list concept. So I'll go for the collection framework and I will write the data here. Create a class as a list intrfc list interface demo main class. Okay. So that will all the hierarchy will be clear that iterate from the iterable interface we are using iterator as a class. From the collection interface we are using collections as a class. And now we are using a list interface. We also done the array list, linked list, and stack as well. So the first hierarchy structure will be cleared. So now let's go here and create the object. As usual, how you are creating object, like if I tell you to create an array list, so how you can create array list, right? So array list, generic data type, consider as an integer. Then we are using is equal to new array list. Oh, this is not generic type, no? integer, 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 correct? Is equal to new. Let me type once again. Array list, array list. Let me add the string, string string. Al is equal to new array list. So like this we are doing because array list is already class. But you can't do like this list and some data types. Assume that we are taking data types integer integers. L is equal to new linked list is not possible here. Okay. Because now this is an interface. You can't create like directly list. Okay. So it will override all the possible methods. You can see that. Okay. So we are not about to do the list. So that's why take the help of some classes so that it will provide a lot of function to add a data and retrieve data because list is an interface. Fine. So now we have created an object of list L names and we are using an array list for adding and retrieving data. And we know the array list, how to add a data in array list, which function we have used for adding data in a list. L dot same function that we have used for the array list. Add we are using so that L1 dot L dot add you are writing 1 and we are writing suppose 9, then we can add you can keep on adding data 4, so 3 maybe B2. So it will store a contiguous data. One more data I can add, let's say that is a 5. Perfect. So now for accessing this thing, even though we can get the size, you can print entire list as well. So that is also possible. And after that, if you want to what get the length, so L dot, you can use the length as well. Size, for example, size as well, right? And for printing particular data, what we are using L dot get top index position, for example, first index. So this all things are we are using, right? Simple. All the list we have the size as well, and we are using first index value. Okay. So this is okay. Even if you want to remove something, that is also possible. The thing that we are removing with the help of L dot remove. Here we are passing the index, the which index you want to remove, and after that you can print that list again. All the operation which are available in array list, all the things will be available in now list, because we are using array list to implement list interface. Fine. So let me print L. Now the first data is 1. 1 will be not printed in the second list because we are removing. Fine. So now for printing all the value, what we are using up to now, we are using array list. So for loop, sorry. Integer I is equal to 0, semicolon. We can do I less than L dot size, semicolon I plus plus, right? And after that, we are using L dot get of index position, that is I. Right? Let's me run here. So we're accessing all the value 93225. Okay. Up to now, whatever we have done, so we are using for loop only. Okay. Now I'll tell you the two more things. Using that also we can access the value. So which one is that? That is the first one is known as the for each loop. And one more thing, remember the for each loop is used for only array kind of data, a grouping of data. Okay, it is not used for generally for printing some series number and all that thing, or for repeating purpose. Like for loop is in general use. Using for loop, you can print 1 to 100 number, as well as you can repeat block for multiple times as you until the condition is true. But for each loop used for array data only. Okay, remember this, array data only, not for any other purpose. The for loop is general, that is used for all the things. So now what we'll do, we'll use for which type of data we are going to use, integers. Okay, so let me take some variable here, suppose n colon n, sorry, where we have data, all the data in L. Getting syntax, for its integer type of data, we want to store data into n, but from where we are getting, from the list. That's all. So now here what we are going to use, we are going to just print n. That's all. So internally, all the things are automatically happening. Okay, we have to not focus like it will passing zeroth index, it will passing one index. So automatically for which loop will handle all the kind of this thing. Here we are clearly, we have initially it will go for zeroth index, first index, then until the size. These all things of operation are happening in the for each loop as well, but in the backgrounds. So it is an easy syntax. So most of people are using this also. So remember this. This is known as for each loop. So I'll print all the things. So first one we are using. sorry, simple for loop, simple for loops, and this is for each loop, right? Now, the third one also we are going to use, that is nothing but what? Iterator. Simple for loop, for each loops. Now, third one we want, that is known as iterator. Okay. So that syntax will be same. You can use that syntax for all the things that up to now, whatever you want to print. See, the syntax is how the iterator you can use here. Iterator, iterator. Which type of data we want to print? Integer we are storing. So whichever the data you have, you can use that. Right? Create the object is equal to where we are storing all the data in L dot. There is a function called iterator. Correct? Okay. Now, until the we have a value in a list, so that's why using here while, while. So there is a function we are using object as it dot has next until and unless we are getting the value. It has a value, yes. It has a value, yes. Until it will keep on printing the value, we can just keep on printing the data. And where we can have, if it has a next data, it has a data, then print next. It has a data, next print next. Okay. So that means it will create the object of it dot iterator. That means initially the it is holding the value of this entire list, right? So while loop, it will check if it has a data. It has a data, yes. So print the first value, it dot next. So initially it will print 9. After having 9, it also has a data. Yes, it have a data. Then it will print after 9, there is a 3. It still has the data. Okay, print next. It still has the data. Okay, print next. After printing all the values, it has a next data. No, it will come out of the loop and close that things. Okay. So like this, iterator is working. See now, it's iterator. So let me add a message here. Iterators, iterator, iterator. Okay. And this is special kind of syntax. Okay. It will fit for all the things. Let me check. Suppose you have done this array list example, right? Here you are printing all the element of an array. So now if you want to print the data of for this array list, you can just copy and paste here. Okay. And where you are getting all the data in AL object, just write AL here. That's all, nothing. You just need to pass the data where you are storing. Rest of all things are same. Okay, so this is what the speciality it's have. So let me give us some message here. Iterator SYSO iterator. If you run this program, same things which I have done with the for loops that also use, right? So this is a special way. So even though if you can go for the Q demo, in Q what we are okay, in Q we are using some different way. So, but let's try whether it will fit or not here. So it is fitting. So let me add in which we have data, all the data in Q. Okay, no, it did not fit in the Q. Okay, not a problem. Oh, the problem is what? Which kind of data we are having? String. And our iterator is for integers. Let me as a string. Perfect. See how flexible it is. Because normal for loop it is not working, but this iterator is suitable for this also. So now you can print this data as well. Perfect. Printing. Let's now check for the stack. In stack also we have used some different syntax. So now let's try with this thing. Stack object is S and the type is string. Perfect. Let's now use this. This also working, right? Because it is accessible for all the things. Why? It can check the iterable is where at the root at the top. So means all the feature of iterable is also used in list, in array list, stack, linked list, even though in a queue as well. Because all the things whichever the above, this is suitable for everywhere. Okay. So that is an advantage. And for the collection also we have used the collection. So collection feature also you can use in here also in stack also. For example, collection used for max printing max value, printing mean value. Okay. So though we are using a stack for stack we are using what string we are using. But let's check if is it possible to get the max of string. Okay. Just we are trying. We use a collections dot max of yes. Okay. See now it is some various. It is not a number, right? But if you observe at the last what we have data, we have had. And which one is a greater character? So let me try. Means it is not a number, na? So you can able to detect this is a max number. Now it is in what? Character. So it will print the oh not it is not it will only work for what numbers only. Yeah, that's because it is accepted. So I have queries like whether it will accept or not. Okay, not a problems. So max is work for only number, and obviously it is for look like a number position only max, mean, and all that. Okay, no worries. Uh, though it is not work for numbers, but I think it will work for kind of collection dot reverse. Okay. And now let me print this reverse 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 plus s. So now let's check. No, fine. So from that, what we understood now, the collection, the things. Okay, that also we can check if you go for some array list where we are use the collection of max and mean. If you go for here mean and if you check here F3, so from that you can observe is a mean max. Okay, and let's go for the collections. Collections array list. Collections is a class. Okay, they are not their special type are using, but basically they are using internally of any types. Like mean, if you check that, okay. So it is a comparable and a comparator. So maybe it is this kind of things. It will use internally some kind of interface. Okay, that is also not a special types. Ha, have you seen that? Here is what integer. Okay. So there is always a reason that why is it not like supporting the string because we are using some built-in functions. So we are going deeper and deeper, and at the end, we'll come to know that see, I've initially used this main function, so it is redirecting to me here. So here I also know there is a clear idea that is using a numbers or not. So what we have done, I go for the comparable interface. And in the comparable interface, there is a function called compare to. So it is internally comparing only if a number value, not for string value. Okay. So we must have a clear idea. If there is not support, that means there is a reason because that function is not created by us. This is function is done by some built-in functions. Okay, no worries. So what we have done today we are understanding the concept of list, not only just a list about the iterable interface also. So iterable interface provides some techniques. Using that we can print all the value of an array list, linked list, either it may be a stack or it may be a queue. Okay. So the syntax is iterator type of data and your list and iterators. Okay, I will give the share you the concept of this linked list interface. Okay, try to apply all the functions. Fine. Once we have done this, then tomorrow we are going to see about a D queue, priority queue, and the array queue. Simple things. And then after that, we'll go for the set interface. Okay. The set interface is quite interesting because it is not allowed duplicate data, and some data are also in the by default sorted manner as well. So that observation also we need to keep on doing. Okay, that we'll do tomorrow.